Well, cinema fans, we're here. The final, well, last episode of Daredevil Born Again Season 1 After Show. Yes, we will be doing a Season 2 After Show when Season 2 comes out next year. We have other after shows coming this year as well. I have one for Thunderbolts, also Superman, Fantastic Four, maybe Jurassic World after show. We'll see. So let me let Frog out.
Hey man, can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you loud.
Hey.
You hear me?
Hold on a second. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Sorry about the background noise. I'm currently in the car going to get something. I read Robin, then I'm going to go see that Kaiju number 8 recap movie at Short Pump.
That's cool.
So yeah, last night's episode, peak. Just pure, absolute peak. I really hope we get a certain group I've been wanting to see ever since I saw the movie Shang-Chi in Season 2.
Well,
That means the Avengers.
Well, when we went to go see The Accountant 2, I debated on either I was going to watch it in the car or just wait till I get home. But see, I'm like 40 minutes away from that theater. So I was like, you know what? Like, people are going to spoil it for me, and I don't want it to be spoiled. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to sit here in the theater parking lot and watch the episode.
Oh, so you were still there.
So I just sat there and just turned it on and watched it.
What did you think of that one Fisk scene?
Which fist? There's multiple fists. Oh, you talking about the skull crushing?
Yeah.
Straight from the comics, that was epic. When I saw, okay, first of all, let's talk about how the fact that he is like upgraded his fighting skills, because normally in the past OG show, like his the way he fights is more of like a brawling kind of fight, but this time he did like the pressure point thing with his hands and everything. Like he learns a thing or two probably from Echo or whatnot, but him crushing the Commissioner's skull was awesome. It was dope. It was straight from the comics. That's the Kingpin from the comics right there. And I was like, yeah. And I love how they didn't shot, because even in the OG show, when they cut the dude's head off, the Russian dude, his head, like you can see blood drizzling from the car door, but you never really see his head, kinda. But in this show, they actually show the skull, like it came like straight from like a horror movie. I was like, dude, they just literally, like I've been telling people, I feel like this episode felt like so much closer to, or if not like the OG show.
This that moment definitely reminded me a lot of like episode 1 of Invincible, where you saw Omni-Man crushing what was his name, Red Rush's skull. But I also got the vibes from Multiverse of Madness, because I heard that scene where Wanda unalives Professor X in that movie. She was originally going to rip him in half from inside the mine, but they cut that out. That's why I feel like they did in this episode.
Hey, sorry to interrupt you guys, but I got the preview tickets for the Thunderbolts. Now,
you did? Oh
Yeah.
my gosh!
well, I applied. I got to show up. It's first come, first serve, I guess.
Yeah.
Wow. I just saw it.
What's the chances though, Matt? Did you get in every single time?
Nah, not this. Not for this. This is like something. I'm kind of scared. I don't know why they're doing this, because I don't trust Marvel fans not to spoil stuff.
Well, no. Here's my thing. If it's about a 45-minute drive away from the theater, because it's just the other part of Dallas, do I even make the chance to drive over there if I don't get in?
You gotta go. I'm talking. This is like Comic-Con level. You gotta go like
I
super
would recommend it.
Like I have to be like at 1 o'clock.
Dude, I'll leave the day before, to be honest with you.
Shut the fuck up.
Because I mean, it's already sold. All those tickets are sold out like that. Like,
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
I
it-
was
there's
trying to
other
apply
places too.
myself, and saw that they were all sold out.
But yeah, I would that for sure.
I'm not too
Oh, yeah.
disappointed though, because we're already going to hold our own little event for that movie too for my birthday.
Well, the thing is I don't want to make the 45 fucking minute drive. And if I don't get in, because I'm gonna make a whole vlog, like a big ass vlog out of it, that'll blow up.
I would prep. Honestly, when is that? Next week?
It's next Tuesday. It's 7 o'clock my time. So I was thinking I was gonna leave around like 1:30 or 2.
Nah.
But if you're saying that's too late, still. But is it just for one theater or the whole theater?
Well, is it? I don't know what the theater looks like. I've never been to Texas, only one time, but I don't know what it looks like. Is it the stadium?
No, it's in North Dallas. It's not in Arlington.
So wait,
was that? It's. I think Lion goes there. I think that's the one the Lion goes to.
Oh yeah, I would leave a bit early. I would leave a bit early because you gotta think there's like so many other content creators that want to go and get first. I would go.
To be honest, I don't know what content creators that live in Dallas. I think it's 3C Films, Lion, and myself. There's not a lot of like comic book content creators in Dallas. And if they're so small.
Dallas, though.
So what's this event supposed to be? Is it like multiple red carpet showing or what?
It's like our early screening like we usually have, but they did it for a limited
like what we did last night for The Accountant 2?
Kinda, like that.
Yeah.
But
This one looks a
for
little bit more.
Thunderbolts is going to be way more packed because, it's already sold out.
You know what's crazy? Matt, I've already pre-ordered my tickets already. Like, I paid my tickets to see that on day one. So I'm probably going to see, if I do go, I'm going to see it twice. And honestly, I'm okay with that.
I was always going to
Dang, Phil.
twice.
What?
Phil, you said you only go to the movies like 4 times a year the other day.
No,
So what movie are y'all talking about?
The Thunderbolts. I got into the preview screening this Tuesday.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay.
They just announced the full, selected states are doing like an early quote-unquote fan screening.
Media guy, do you know? Have you ever been to a preview screening before?
Matt invited me to see The Batman, but I think that's the only one I've ever seen.
Okay, so Matt says I should get there the day before. I can't do that shit because I gotta work. So I'm thinking it's a 45-minute drive away from me from the theater I need to go to. So I'm thinking I'm gonna have to leave fucking early and shit.
The difference with me is that we had our seats selected and all that. You're talking first come, first serve. And if it's already sold out, I would this is like a sports. I would definitely old school go a day before, or at least leave that early morning or something like that. Yeah, super early.
Hey guys,
Treat it like Black Friday.
First off, Phil, I highly recommend you go to this. I would definitely love to go to an event like that myself. You don't get a lot of opportunities like that, so I highly recommend it. Also, I am less than a minute away from my destination, so I have to hop off of here soon. My description on why I thought the episode was a perfect 10 out of 10. It sets up season 2 really great. I'm really curious to see how this is going to play into the events of Thunderbolts because Fisk is taking over New York City, and how is that going to play into the events of that movie and other MCU projects. And I really hope to see the return of the Defenders in Season 2 to prepare for a war against Fisk.
That's awesome, man. Great. Go have fun with Robin.
Sorry, I'll talk to you all later, okay?
Hey, Friday guys.
Yeah.
So who are we thinking is going to be part of the new army? Obviously, we know Jessica Jones and more than likely Defenders.
So it's either I think they're going to go full out. Hold on, did you guys see this? The Cosmic Wonder just posted this. Across the Spider-Verse is coming to Disney Plus. What does that tell you?
Well,
Spider-Man.
You notice if you see, okay, hold on.
Sony and Marvel being cool.
Well, hold on. So Netflix and Sony have a deal where all their movies go straight to Netflix first, and then they go to Disney Plus. The only movie they haven't put on Disney Plus, which I'm kind of super interested in why they haven't done it yet, is No Way Home.
Interesting. But so if they don't do the Defenders route, they might do Shadowland and just do the Hand.
Yeah.
Because Matt's wearing the black suit, so that's telling me the Hand.
I'd like to see Moon Knight
I'm telling you, media guy. I don't know if you saw my video, but I made a video about this. The girl who did the Scarlet Scarab, she was asked recently about Moon Knight season 2, and she practically said no comment. So
I did see that.
So that tells me two things: one, they're doing it, or two, she's pissed about it and doesn't want to talk about it. That's the only way, right?
Yeah.
So, but my thing is you probably will do Luke Cage, Jessica, Elektra, Echo. Then you probably get Kate Bishop in there. Maybe She-Hulk. Sam, I was telling Matt this. They got to do the Avengers do it. They got to get Sam in there and Bucky. They got to get everybody in there in New York. Hell, even Doctor Strange. But I think it's kind of overkill.
Yeah, I like one thing that I like about Daredevil Born Again is that it was shot like when I watch it, I think I'm watching a movie. But I think if we bring in outside of street level, it might get a little cumbersome.
Well, the weird thing is in the comics, Iron Man was part of Daredevil Team 2, and I don't consider him street tier.
That's the Daredevil street tier?
No, well, here, hold on. Let me do the green screen real quick. So in Devil's Reign in the comic book, right? They had what's it called? Tony and Cap were on the team, the original Devil's Reign team, and the Fantastic Four. See, look, I don't know if you can see me.
Oh yeah.
So you got Sue, Johnny, both Spider-Man, and Tony. Which Spider-Man are street tier, but Fantastic Four aren't. They're not street tier. Same with Tony. And Cap, you could argue Cap, but Cap is on the Avengers that deal with threats bigger than street tier. So that's why I'm like, you know what, they might do other characters. Who knows?
Nice.
So, but I was telling Matt this is going to be the setup to Doomsday. It's going to have to be. There's no way. Because you can't tell me that Fantastic Four and Thunderbolts is enough. I don't think it's enough. Especially when they're shifting to a new villain. And they haven't showed him at all.
I think there's more movies coming. We just don't know yet. I think they're waiting for that announcement. I think Doomsday is just part one of what they're going to do. Because if my theory is correct, this might connect into the Infinity Saga too, as well. Because they obviously, like I said, they obviously have a story they want to tell. Because they're going out the way, getting all these crazy characters and all that. They have something in plan. For sure. I mean, you could cough it up to say like, oh, it's just them trying to, for nostalgia's sake, but I don't know. There's no way you're going out your way to spend all this money for all these characters if you don't have a story laid down. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I also think, Daredevil season 2, Daredevil Born Again season 2, great way to really showcase New York City street level heroes, like really like the Defenders, Moon Knight, what's going on with the Defenders as well, but also like Kate Bishop if she's still there. Maybe Miss Marvel shows up, or it could be at the end of the Daredevil Born Again. Maybe at the end of Daredevil Born Again, we see Sam trying to recruit Daredevil into the Avengers, and he's building his team and whatnot, and then that kind of leads into maybe Doomsday a bit.
Yeah.
Awesome. That would be awesome.
Dude, I'm just thinking about Thunderbolts right now, dude, just because if I do go, I'm trying to save a lot of money up because I'm going to Fan Expo in Dallas. And a bunch of comic book writers are going to be there, like Donny Cates, Charles Soule, the guy who created Muse, Scott Snyder, and stuff like that. So I want to save my money up for that. And I have to work a lot. But fuck, dude, I think this is worth it. I'm going to have to think about it.
Well, even if you see it, you're not going to be able to talk about it.
No, but I can make a video about going there, right?
Yeah. I mean, that would give you, views, but, like, you won't be able to talk about it. I mean, you won't be able to.
I can't spoil it, right? I can talk about it, but I can't spoil it.
Yeah, because, like, even with, like when I wanted to go see Doom Part 2, like, they were very serious. Because I had an early screening for that. They were very serious about, like, we couldn't say certain things. Like, we had to make sure. We had to give, like, maybe, like, just our initial reactions, but nothing, like, spoiler-wise.
Well, I could probably say, like, hey, I know how Soups did it, Captain America Brave New World. I could probably do that. right?
Deuce is not a good example, Phil.
Okay.
That man don't care. I mean, I don't know. I don't think they would care. I mean, if they're willing, that just gives me more excitement that they're that confident to get fans into the theater this early to talk about it. So that gives me confidence that this movie is going to really make money.
Should I bring my statue with me? It'd be funny as shit off.
You should cosplay as Sentry.
Yeah, I probably should. It'd be funny as hell.
Geeky Cash is going to be jealous as fuck, though. I'm going to say that right now.
Well, he didn't get tickets. You saw that, right?
Yeah, he's going to be really jealous on your ass.
Hey, listen, I like Sentry too, bro. He's one of my favorites.
Oh, I know. For sure. Yeah. Yeah, there was, even if they were available, there's no way I could make it. Like, the closest theater for me is Philadelphia. And we're from Virginia. I'm like, there's no.
That's only a 4.5 hour drive.
I ain't driving that far for that movie. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Marvel, but I ain't doing all that.
If it was Doomsday, I'm leaving now.
Oh, Doomsday?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, I would be going. I'm surprised they ain't doing
Yep.
it.
I bet you better take me.
Well, of course. That's the only person I could take. I couldn't ride with Lee or anybody else.
No, honestly, Matt will just
Oh,
buy.
yeah, that's true.
No, you listen. You guys will just buy your flight to Dallas. We'll just go see it in Dallas.
Ah,
There we go.
flight prices.
I've always wanted to go to Texas anyway.
Texas is lit, bro.
I've only been once.
Only steers and queers come from Texas, and I don't see no damn bulls up in here.
You son of a bitch.
I'm just kidding.
Nah, I saw Man of Steel in Texas when I went with my dad to go pick up. Not giving details into that, but yeah, we saw Man of Steel. That's my first IMAX screening too.
World Monarch wants to see Daredevil get his classic spandex red rubbers.
We're not gonna see the classic red suit with the DD on it until like season 3.
Yeah, if he was
Yeah.
surprised, I told him that season 3 is coming. He's like, yeah, it's been confirmed.
Well, did you see? I forgot where it was. I think it was Screen Rant. They said that they're gonna try to do a season every year.
Good, more the merrier. I hope they do more for the other stuff. Like, I want to see a Heroes for Hire show and all that.
I want to see more Punisher. I really want to see a Midnight Suns.
Dude, that whole scene where he pulled up and you can just see the silhouette of the skull and he's walking up that ramp and all those punk
Oh
cops.
my gosh.
Dude. I was like, yes.
Dude, I was cheering watching this. Lee and I were texting each other like, because I was seconds ahead of him, and he goes, "Wait, where's Punisher?" I said, "Just wait." He go, and 5 seconds later, be like, "Oh shit!" I'm like, "Bro."
Well, did you notice? I just picked it up on it. Like when he's like tied to that chair, and his eye, his I think it's the left eye where it's all busted and stuff. It kind of it's because his skull is the same thing where you see his right eye, but the left eye is kind of faded out.
Yeah.
Did you catch that? That was pretty cool.
Well, I have a question.
I didn't know.
Who do you guys think Matthew Lillard is gonna play?
The actual Muse. I think this Muse is just a.
Well, so either that or he might play Owl, like the Owl, like the villain.
He could be the father of Muse.
So either have they done Mr. Fear yet?
No.
So he might be Mr. Fear. He might be Owl, like Leland Owsley, like him.
Well, they already did Leland Owsley.
Have they done Owl?
Yeah, he was in season 1. Kingpin murdered his ass. He was stealing money from us.
Then I guess not. Then he can't be Owl or just Owl. So
That's what I was trying to tell you yesterday.
Okay, what about Black Tarantula?
That would be good. That actually is a really good one.
He might be him. Yeah, he might be that guy.
But he's more of a Spider-Man villain, though.
No, not necessarily. It's almost like Kingpin. It's like Kingpin. You know how they share villains?
Yeah, but like Kingpin, I see more Daredevil, but Black Tarantula, I've been more like Spider-Man villain for me. personally when I see it.
Well, here's the thing too. So people are saying Misty Knight was in Luke Cage. I forgot about that. And then two, I don't think Marvel owns the full rights to her.
What are you talking about? She was literally in Luke Cage, season 1 and 2, Iron Fist season 2.
No, but what I'm saying is that I don't think Marvel completely owns the rights to her.
Who owns the rights to her?
I think Sony does. She came out in Spider-Man.
Yeah, but she wouldn't have been able to be in that show though if she had the
Not
rights.
necessarily, because remember Netflix, that wasn't Disney at the time.
Yeah, but Disney licensed those characters to Netflix.
But couldn't Sony license Misty Knight to them as well?
No, it's tricky because remember,
But I think it's probably like Kingpin. You know how Kingpin can't be in movies, but he could be in TV shows.
see, Misty Knight was in Luke Cage season 1. Luke Cage season 1 was filmed before Spider-Man No Way. Captain America: Civil War was put together.
Yeah. So I don't know, because it's weird, because Kingpin, I don't think he could do the movie because Sony owns the rights to the movies, right?
Yeah, it's weird. It's so dumb.
And to be fair, though, Sony does have a point, though, because he did first appear in Spider-Man, and he was in a lot of Spider-Man books before Daredevil. So that is...
Yeah, he's originally a Spider-Man villain.
Yeah, so I don't consider him that. But here's the thing, though. Venom is not even a villain anymore, and he barely well, I guess currently no, but he doesn't interact with Peter. And that's what I don't understand is, like, why Sony get the rights to symbiotes?
I think we're going to see a change. I think there's a secret deal in play.
I think so too, dude. I've been telling people that, man.
Because I think Misty Knight is going to come back. There's no way they are going to avoid Misty Knight. Misty Knight has somewhere. I think she might be the new police commissioner for season 2, to be honest with you.
You might be onto something there.
Or, what's his name? I can't remember his name right now. You just said it. What's his name right now? Shaggy.
Matthew Lillard?
He might be the new commissioner, too, as well.
I think he's going to be a villain, dude.
Well, he still could be a villain as commissioner.
I guess it's true. I just, for me, he played Scream. He was such a good villain. Like, he plays a villain pretty well.
If you're going to bring an actor like that in, you got to do something big for him.
That's why I think he might be Muse.
Yeah. I don't know. Muse uses his own character, though. Like, I feel like they really should focus, because you got to remember, this is 8 episodes for season 2. So they really got to focus on the story they want to tell with the Defenders and all the other stuff. I just trying to think of who else would be, besides the Defenders, involved in season 2.
I just don't know what role he can play.
Do you think Punisher's coming back in season 2?
Yeah, no, is it already confirmed?
I thought you were just coming for doing his special.
He said he was only coming back unless they changed up the whole script, and they did.
Yeah.
So I think he's coming back for season 2. I thought it was guaranteed. I thought Muse was coming back for season 2 as well.
Yeah.
Because Muse was pretty interesting. I just sucks that he had to take him out so quick if that's actually him.
And that's another thing. Is the Thunderbolts going to acknowledge what's going on in Daredevil Born Again?
They have to. They have to. Well, either that or the Amber Accords.
That's true. Well, they're going to have to mention it somehow, because they're going to be in that whole courtroom with what's his name, Bucky, and all that. So they're going to have to mention Kingpin.
The thing is, though, with the Thunderbolts in the comics too, like in Civil War, they were ran by the government, so the government had control over them. So they're technically not vigilantes, right? They're just, they're just cops almost.
I don't know. The Kingpin, he just considers all of them vigilantes. I don't think he cares. If you set foot in New York City, you're in trouble.
No, I get that, but it's practically the Thunderbolts are going to be a government team. So
yeah, I know, but
so they're a government team. They're basically cops.
I mean, yeah, but you think Kingpin going to go by that?
Yeah, 100%. Because if they do what he says or the government says, they're technically not doing it, breaking the law.
I think they're good, because remember, she at the end of Thunderbolts, she's not going to be in control of them, because they're going to try to basically clean up the crap that she's caused with Sentry and all that, and Void.
Well, that's what I was saying, is that the end of Thunderbolts, they better show the new Avengers Squad, and then they fight Kingpin to get control of New York City. And after that's probably when Doomsday happens with the incursion. That's what I have to assume.
Speaking of, I saw a tweet out there. I can't remember where I saw it from, but they made a good point with Spider-Man. Is that maybe the reason why Spider-Man wasn't involved is because Spider-Man 4 is taking place at the same time.
Spider-Man 4 is taking the same time as Doomsday, I thought.
No, like right before Doomsday, which I've always had. It's kind of like Ant-Man and the Wasp, where like everything happens leading up until when that snap happens. So
See, I don't like that because it's like Spider-Man 4. It should come out before Doomsday then.
well,
But-
Ant-Man and the Wasp came out after Avengers: The New War.
I guess the difference is that Ant-Man is just not as big as Spider-Man.
Well, I think it's I think it's smart marketing wise because like if he's
It's
not
gonna sell. It's gonna sell like crazy.
well because if he's not in Doomsday, like if he doesn't show up in Doomsday, everyone's gonna be like, "Where's Spider-Man at?" And then the question is gonna be left behind is after Doomsday is like, "Where's Spider-Man? Where's Spider-Man all this time? He wasn't in Born Again. He wasn't in Doomsday. So where's Spider-Man at?" And then we kind of get like how they did it in Daredevil Born Again, where we kind of get when they go back in like a year ago and kind of give us how Vanessa made a deal with Bullseye and all that. I think that's how Spider-Man. That's what I was saying yesterday. I think Spider-Man has a bigger role to play in like Avengers: Secret Wars.
I can tell you what, if he's not in Doomsday, I'm mostly gonna be pissed.
I think it's smart if he isn't because it would be a great marketing way to build.
Wait, he's not in Doomsday?
Yeah, if
No,
he's not in
I'm
Doomsday,
saying Spider-Man's not in Doomsday at all because
like what you're doing right now is like, oh, I'm gonna be mad, and people are gonna be like, well, where is he at? Like if he's not in Born Again, if he's not in Doomsday, where is he at then? Where has he been? And next thing you know, and that's when we get the Spider-Man movie, and then everyone's gonna be like, we'll know what happened to him, what's been going on with him, because we don't know what's been going on with him since No Way Home. Like, there's been a lot of time that's passed. For all we know, he might not even be in the same universe right now. I mean,
He's bumping uglies with Felicia Hardy in another universe.
get his whore ass out of here. I'm kidding. But yeah, like I don't know. I think brand new day is going to be interesting. I think whatever we think it is going to be different for sure. Because I think he's going to have a bigger role in Secret Wars. Because originally he was supposed to have a bigger role in Kang Dynasty, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so which is smart because then you can play into the whole RDJ and Peter.
no, he's gonna say, Tony, I'm Victor Von Doom, bitch. You know what's crazy? What if RDJ is not Doctor Doom and they casted their Doctor Doom and it's been quiet?
Yeah, how much money did they pay RDJ to come back though?
Well, maybe he'll come back as an Iron Man variant, and then maybe he is Doctor Doom as well, like a good version of Doctor Doom, like kind of like in the Ultimates. Currently, and then maybe there's a real Doctor Doom that's an actual villain, and he kills RDJ.
I think they're going to play into the whole snap from an Endgame.
They have to. They have to.
I mean, I think that's the most brilliant way because then you kind of technically could say like, well, everything after Doom Endgame was part of the whole saga as well. If you want to play it that way,
they better have like a scene or two when they go back to the events of Endgame and see Tony snap or Infinity War. Imagine they go through all the Marvel history, like in like kind of like Dark Strange Multiverse of Madness.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be kind of interesting.
That would be dope. Yeah. I mean, at this point, if people ask me, like, if they need to do their research for Doomsday, I say watch everything from Blade up until now. At this point,
I mean,
I think
dude,
we'll see Blade as well.
Hold on, you could argue you kind of have to watch this shit from the 70s. There's been rumors. You hear about that rumor about they might even just put Lou Ferrigno's Hulk in there and stuff like that.
Yeah, as Maestro.
Yeah, they might just do like a little cutscene of them, and it's not actually Lou Ferrigno. It's literally just kind of like they did with Sandman in No Way Home, where it's like they just show like a scene from the show, but he's walking, but it looks like he's part of the movie.
Is that actor that played Daredevil in that show still around, or is he passed?
No, I think he passed. I think the Lou Ferrigno is still alive.
Okay.
Lou Ferrigno's still alive. I think the guy who played Cap with the fucking biker helmet. Remember that?
Yes.
That was a fever dream.
Bro, dude, that Captain America, bro, that guy could headbutt the shit out of you, bro.
Mm-hmm.
America, bitch.
Like that last issue of Amazing, well, the issue before the recent one of Spider-Man.
Well, and then what else they got to put? They got to put what came out in the 90s as well, like a movie. I swear to God.
Well, there was that other Cat movie that came out.
I don't remember that.
And
That was the other Punisher.
Fantastic
The other
Four.
Punisher?
Punisher. Well, that was 80s,
Oh, okay.
but we did have one in 2004.
Bro, Mr. Knight, you just watched the finale? Bro, I'm telling you, that shit was gas, bro. The shit I sent you, Mr. Knight, people are saying that it was horrible. And I'm like, bro, you have no idea. And every person who said that, they're like, oh, I love Daredevil comics. Then if you did, you'll know what they're doing. It's gonna be gas. Like, people have no idea what the hell they're talking about. They're doing Devil's Reign. That's gonna be fucking peak, yo. That's gonna be peak.
Well, remove the comic stuff. Like, I think the show did a pretty good job for what they had to go up against. I mean, any other show, they would have flopped it hard. Like, seriously, you had to stitch together. It's like trying to stitch together, like, those cabin log toys and Legos together and make a show out of it.
Yeah.
That's
Well, it also helps when you have actors and actresses that also want to stick to the comic.
Yeah.
Well, the thing I liked about it is that this was the first TVMA Disney show.
Dude, yes. I mean,
Yeah.
they went farther than the OG show a little bit.
Bro, yes, they did. That last episode, they never did that shit.
Yeah, because
The Punisher stuff was gross, yes, but the thing that really stood out was when Kingpin uncrushed the head.
You know what's
That's
crazy?
the thing that got me.
Do you know what's annoying too? People are like, oh, Kingpin can't do that. I'm like, dude, yes, he can. He just recently did it last year. Daredevil, Giant Size Daredevil.
Yeah.
He literally just did that. He's like 350 pounds of pure muscle. Bro, back in the Silver Age, this guy was breaking staircases and throwing it at Spider-Man. That fucker was broken, dude.
I mean, this is the same Kingpin from Hawkeye as well. Remember that.
Come on.
Dude got hit by a car and everything, and took like arrows to the chest and all that.
Bro, Mr. Knight, that's the problem I'm having, dude, is that this season was a build-up. It was a build-up season. For what? Deadass.
But as its own, like, I think it did a pretty good job. I think it's better. Like, I still put it lower than the first 3 seasons.
Oh, I know.
But it's still, I still love it though. Like, I don't hate it at all. Like, I enjoyed it. The only episode I really didn't care for was which I still appreciated for it, was the bank heist thing. Because I appreciate it because it's a kind of a paying homage to the past action film, especially the Denzel Washington film. I can't remember the name right now. Because they shot in the same bank in that episode.
I'll say right now, the worst episode, in my opinion, was episode 2. That was the worst episode.
Well, because nothing really happened in that episode.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, all the episodes, in my opinion, were great. The bank heist one was pretty dope, bro. Because at the end, the dirty cop was walking out and Matt broke his kneecap. That shit was fucking insane.
Yeah.
Like, you can't do this like gas, bro.
I will say, even with everything, I could still notice, like, where they used the episodes that were from the original version, and then the episodes are for the newer one. Like, episode 8 and 9 in the first episode. So, which I thought was pretty good. I love how they did it, though. Like, I'm satisfied with it, to be honest with you. But I'm hoping season 2 really... Like, if they do what they did with episode 8 and 9 and season 2 for the whole season, it's going to be peak. Yeah.
They need to put out a Daredevil video game.
You ever seen those? Say what?
They should do a Daredevil video game.
They were making one in the early 2000s. Ever seen those?
Yes, I watch it every day.
Shit. I was like, man, that would have been dope.
Marvel is really missing out on that, dude. Like they're doing like black. Here's the thing: I don't think Marvel realizes that everyone's kind of sick of the Avengers shit.
Yeah, I'm tired of it too, to be honest with you.
Like they need to go more deep dive in cosmic shit. And I guess X-Men. I'm kind of sick of X-Men too, but I'm more
like what they did with the Guardians.
Cosmic shit.
I like what they did with the Guardians game, though. To be honest with you,
Bro, they should just do another Marvel Ultimate Alliance. Yes.
That third one was so horrible. Oh my god!
I actually didn't mind it. I actually like it better than 2. You know why? More characters, better story, better RPG elements, and it was a lot longer.
Yeah, season 2 was. I mean, not season 2. The Marvel Alliance 2 was kind of like stitched together Civil War and
Do you know what they did? They Call of Duty'd it out. That's what they did.
Yeah.
The first game is the best game without a doubt, right?
Yeah.
You know me, Matt. I mod the shit out of that shit.
Oh, I know.
So like, I know that shit's amazing.
Yeah, I was replaying it the other day. I was like, man, this game. I miss when they used to make it. Remember Marvel Nemesis?
Bro, that game used to piss me the hell off. I remember being Daredevil and I was fighting like a affected Elektra on the Daily Bugle, and I went like this with a baton, and she fucking flew off the billboard. She went right through the billboard, and Elektra's like, ah! Like
the 2-player, man. I would get in heated fights on that game.
Bro, dude, Venom. When I was Spider-Man, when you had to fight Venom, and he was amped with the alien thing, bro, he used to whip my fucking ass. I had to used to grab the barrels and go and just keep going at Venom and just hope to God he felt the map.
Have you ever played the campaign to that game?
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
Dude, that one level where you're Wolverine, you fight that chick, dude, pissed me off.
Bro, the problem is that Wolverine, he was better without the claws. Because the claws used to do this weird uppercut and he couldn't combo off of it. And so he's just like, chuh, chuh, and then it did no damage. And I'm saying, this shit is ass.
They need to bring back the X-Men games too, as well.
What, the Legends one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that. Yeah, I agree with that.
I used to play the shit out of the second one. For sure. That was dope.
Man, do I got a story about the first one.
What, the first X-Men game?
X-Men Legends. Man, I got that game when it first came out. For some reason, I played it the first time and loved it. And when I tried to play it again, the thing wouldn't work.
Yeah, because you probably left it out and scratched it up and everything.
Made me mad. No, oh, hell no. Don't accuse me of that shit. I don't do that shit.
Nah, he spit shines all his 4Ks every day.
Spit shine. All right.
That'll fuck him up even worse.
I gotta scratch some of my video games. Let me give it a good old.
Nah, I used to have a roller where you would put something onto the DVD and have to roll it and it would sanitize it or whatever. But
hold on, do you guys see what Chad just tweeted or posted?
Oh, all right.
He said apparently the Avengers Doomsday script has been done since February.
I believe it.
I don't.
Weren't they just talking about how like last month that they haven't finished it yet?
Yeah, that's what I thought. Maybe Secret Wars? Maybe they haven't done with Secret Wars yet?
Man, let me tell you something. Like I told you yesterday, Phil. At this point, I ain't listening to any of that stuff anymore.
Well, Daniel RPK deleted it, but supposedly the Fantastic Four first trailer comes out this Sunday.
Daniel RPK, you got to be careful.
I mean, he is too reliable, bro. Like Foggy's gonna be doing the red laser shit on his ass.
Well, I'm not gonna say who, but he has been caught in some, copy and pasting stuff too.
Wait, you said legal stuff?
He's been like copy and pasting other leaks from Reddit. That's where most of he gets his stuff at.
No, that's not true.
I'm not gonna say who I got it from, but I've seen the actual copy and paste.
Because for me, he's the most reliable.
Yeah, because he has skin in the game. He has connections, but that's how he gets it because he gets it first from them, and they give it to him.
So are the people off Reddit? Did he work for Marvel?
Probably.
Dude, that's wild.
But that's what I'm saying. I think they caught on to it, so now they're just sending fake leaks. They throw us off their scent while they're working on the true thing. It's not like they haven't done that before. They do it with their own actors. Give them fake scripts. So, I mean, this ain't the first time. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've heard like a lot of fake stuff from Deadpool and Wolverine that never came true. The only one that was true that I was betting my life on was the whole Hulk thing.
Wait, the whole thing for Brave New World?
Where people for Deadpool and Wolverine, where people are saying that Wolverine is Deadpool fight. Not Deadpool. Hulk.
Oh, fuck was that? Someone just break up the whole setup?
No.
Why are you bringing the ruckus to my live stream, Caleb?
Well, the cat. All right, so I built my sister's cat a cat tree that I ordered the other day, and he's in there playing with his toys and being a jackass. So.
Bro, people are saying that Agent North is his character. They ruined his character.
Agent Norris?
Yeah, but I'm like, dude, I just think they're gonna progress him more. I don't think he died on the Matt's apartment.
Oh no, he's coming back. He's coming. They already confirmed it, I think, because the directors were talking about how he's going to have a different arc in season 2. I think he's going to have a redemption arc. He's probably going to be part of that army at some point. But I don't feel bad for that lady that works for Kingpin, though. After what she did, nah, she's got to go. It kind of reminds me of season 1 a bit, how a lot of the Congress people in power, they're kind of corrupt under Kingpin's payroll because he's using it against them. Same thing for season 3. But I mean, I want Devil's Reign to play out and be great and all that, but after that, they got to do more stuff with Daredevil because I'm kind of getting tired of the. I mean, I'm excited for it. Don't get me wrong, but I think after this arc, we need to move on from Kingpin and let Daredevil Matt explore other stuff. Like there's more stories to be told with the Hand and other villains he has.
Bro, dude, they can go deep dive with like hell and shit.
Yep.
But the problem is that the casual audience doesn't like the supernatural side. And I'm like, dude, nah, Daredevil needs to start doing that shit, dude, because eventually it's just going to play out. Oh, Kingpin's doing this, or Kingpin's doing that. And I'm just like, dude, it's going to be too much, dude. It's going to be the same shit over and over again, and then that's when it's, like, too boring.
I think the disconnect with people, especially that person you were talking about earlier that did a bad review on it, is that I think a lot of people were so used to the OG show being a lot like Frank Miller's run. But see, now we're out of the Frank Miller run.
Well, hold on. The thing is, though, Matt, Frank Miller, Daredevil did supernatural shit. He fought Blackheart.
Well, when I say that, I mean like everything in the not like his earlier run, not the other stuff he did with Daredevil. Like
I guess that's fair. It's just the thing is that I've been going back and reading older Daredevil before Frank Miller came on. He was doing some like almost like Silver Age Batman, where there was lasers coming out of his eyes and him flying spaceships. That type of shit Daredevil was doing.
Oh, I know. I've read every issue of Daredevil. I can tell you right now. Yeah, there's that's what I'm saying. I think because the casual audience has only seen the either Frank Miller stuff or some of the Kevin Smith stuff, especially with the movie and all that.
Yeah, and then so the thing is that when Frank Miller took over, it got more street tier. But then he fought fucking Blackheart.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't tell me that's supernatural automatically.
Yeah.
And then after that. You go to anything like of Daredevil, even currently, he just got it done with a 19-issue arc of fighting sins and demons.
I don't know how I felt about that arc, to be honest with you. I like some of it, but it wasn't Chip Zdarsky, I would say. I think that makes any sense. I still loved it though, don't get me wrong. I have all the issues. But what? what that was what he should be doing. Bring in Ghost Rider. Well, I've been hearing rumblings about him too, to be honest with you. But if we do see him, I'm thinking it'd be like the same thing with like how we saw Blade and Elektra. So they'll probably bring Nicolas Cage back for sure.
Okay, so Cosmic Marvel just posted that season 2 is official release is March of 2026
For Daredevil?
Yeah, they just the showrunner, he just confirmed it 10 minutes ago.
Wait a minute, that's cutting it close.
What?
You said March 2026?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you said like the date 26. Okay. Well, even that should be right.
Well, hold on. So if that's the case, dude, this might run into Doomsday, bro. I'm telling you, they might set up Doomsday in this, but would they do that for a TV show?
I just think Fantastic Four is going to be the lead in to Doomsday. I think Born Again will be more of a tie-in.
My thing is I don't know how Fantastic Four, less than 3 hours, is going to set that up. Plus, showing who the Fantastic Four are, and they have Mole Man in there, and Galactus, and Silver Surfer, and Franklin. Like, to me, that's just too much.
I think what's going to happen is that the incursions happen at the end of Fantastic Four, where the Earth is shattered, but Doctor Strange at the last minute picks up Reed.
I agree with that, but it's like, are they going to not set up Doom?
Well, I think Doom will be there. I think he'll be like maybe that's what I'm saying. I think at the end of the credit scene, meanwhile, Reed is probably with Strange or whoever else. Doctor Doom is probably pulling up on Loki, for all we know. I mean, at the end
bro, there's no way.
I mean, because right now they're more focused on Galactus. What's Doom doing? You know, when he's quiet, that's pretty scary, to be honest with you. When he's up to no good. I mean, that's kind of like how it happened in the comics, though. Like, he kind of went off on his own thing because he was kind of catching on to what was going on.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
So, for all we know, I mean, or even the beginning of the movie, or he can pull up on Loki in Doomsday and whatnot. So, I think they'll tie it in. I think truly they'll tie it in. It's just not going to be as.
I just think it needs to be a movie to set up the Avengers coming together and get rid of all this shit. I think Fantastic Four will set up Doom and the incursions and stuff, but I don't think Thunderbolts is going to do that. Maybe a post-credit scene, Sam comes up, is like, hey, would you guys want to join the Avengers? And that's it. But I think there needs to be a film right before Doomsday, kind of like with Ragnarok, where you see the Foxverse colliding with the 616 or MCU verse. That's what I need to see, like the post-credit scene or the end of that film, kind of like Ragnarok.
Well, that's what they could do. That's what they could do in a Fantastic Four. Like I said, they could just where at the end of the movie.
I just don't know how they're going to involve the MCU. Maybe they'll come to the MCU, and maybe they'll set up Doom. But they got Galactus, they got Mole Man, Franklin Richards, the chemistry of the team, have an original plot to the story, then have Doctor Doom in there. Like, that's too much, and it less than a 3-hour film. That's why
they don't have to have it in the movie. They can have it at the end of the movie. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying,
what, 30 seconds? I don't think that's enough.
Well, they don't have to be part of the story. I'm saying Fantastic Four is going to be what it is, but I'm saying at the end of the movie, kind of like how they did with Thor Ragnarok, where like either Strange pulls up and says, maybe him and the Illuminati pull up on Reed and say, hey, the incursions are happening, and maybe their Earth is already gone, and they get picked up by the Illuminati, and they are saying like, yes, the incursions are happening, we need you. Maybe because we don't know. I think it was reported that, or I heard from a rumor that Fantastic Four is from the 616. I'm not sure.
No, I don't think so. Because if you go watch the trailer, and the trailer doesn't even they have different buildings. There's no the Avengers Tower is the Fantastic Four building.
I'm not saying the movie where they're at. I'm saying they were from the 616 and they're trapped in that Earth. That makes any sense.
Oh, well, that's weird.
And I'm saying that at the end of that movie, they're going to try to protect the Earth, and maybe Galactus does something.
I think Galactus wins, but I think Galactus is going to be like a sub-villain. Like, he's going to win, but like at the end of the film has nothing to do with Galactus. We'll see Galactus in the next phase or something. But
I'm saying that at the end of that movie, that Doctor Strange or whoever shows up picks up Reed and them and tell them that the incursions are happening. They need their help, and they go into Doomsday and then pulling up on the 616 Earth, preparing for the X-Men universe about to.
Well, yeah. So yeah, that's fine. They can do that, but then you need after that. There's no setup after that. There's no like, unless Thunderbolts does the Avengers, but we don't know if that's going to happen or not. And if they don't do that, because I don't think they are. I after Captain America: Brave New World, I don't think they're going to set the Avengers up. I could be wrong.
Well, they kind of set that up in Brave New World, though.
In a way, they're saying that like Sam wants to make his own Avengers team, but it's like they gotta. What I'm saying is that I need a movie that's like. Not even throw Ragnar. I'm trying to figure out a better film, maybe like a Civil War or something where legit Sam has a like Avenger squad that's building it up to it, and then Fantastic Four can do their incursions and the Doctor Doom shit. That'll be the movie to set up Doom. And then we need something to build up for the Avengers so when the incursions do happen, they have a team to fight against. Because right now,
I don't think we're going to have an Avengers, though. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think they're going to be shattered just like they were in Infinity War still. But we still have the Thunderbolts. And it's the Thunderbolts that brings together the team. Because it's not actually Thunderbolts. That's why they have the asterisks at the end of that title.
It's probably going to be called New Avengers.
New Avengers, Dark Avengers, one of the two. But that's what I'm saying. I think Thunderbolts will give us a kind of an idea of what's going to happen. I think Fantastic Four is going to be that connecting tissue, or connecting whatever you call it.
So, in my opinion, bro, at this point, I'd be okay if they do Secret Wars in 3 parts. So they do Doomsday, maybe Secret Wars Part 1, and then Secret Wars Part 2. I'm okay if they do that.
I could see that.
I'm okay with that, unless they do like the thing is, Matt, Doomsday has got to be 3 hours.
Well, minimum. What's also in there? Where's their release schedule? Because isn't there supposed to be like maybe 2 Marvel movies before Secret Wars?
No. Oh, Secret Wars. So Secret Wars comes out May 2027. At the moment, it's just Spider-Man: No Way Home. But I'm assuming Thor 5 will be the film, but. What I don't understand is when is this supposed to take place? Because Doomsday, Thor's in it, so maybe they're fighting the X-Men, and maybe at the end they go to Battle World, and Doctor Doom is taking control of everything, and then Secret Wars is all about fighting Doom.
Well, I think Thor. If they do Thor 5, I think Thor will be in the Battle World. That makes the most sense. You can have the Thor, what they call, I don't know, I can't remember what they call themselves in the comic. The Thor police, whatever you call it, and Secret Wars and all that. That's maybe where I think that would be dope. I think also I agree with you. I think we need more groundwork laid out for Doomsday and Secret Wars for sure. I think we need another movie, maybe Shang-Chi. I think that's still in the works too. So I just don't know where that's going to drop. I think that's what I think you're onto something. Maybe Secret Wars Part 1, and then in between Part 1 and Part 2, we get like Shang-Chi 2, and maybe even a Doctor Strange film, possibly. Maybe in that film he's trying to get together a team. I don't know. I think there's a little bit of rushing going into this as well. But if I'm Marvel, I'm ready. I'll be done with the whole multiverse stuff.
Yeah, no, for sure.
So, but I still have faith in Marvel. I know we had a little.
I'm talking about for the casual audience side. They need a lot of build up, because I do agree with you that Fantastic Four will be building up Doctor Doom, but they need to set up the shit, all the Earth characters to come together. And I think they'll probably do that in the TV shows. At the moment, that's the only thing they can do right now. And that's why I'm saying that maybe Daredevil Born Again is when the Avengers show up to New York and saying that, yeah, we're done with this shit. We're done with the government telling us You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's the only way. But then is Charlie Cox gonna be in Doomsday, or he's gonna be like, hey guys, yeah, I'm street tier guys. I'm not gonna fight Cosmic Threat. I'm gonna go back to my room. Like,
I mean, we could see him in Spider-Man. I mean, I know people say he's not going to show up, but I still think he possibly could. I mean, it could be another Andrew Garfield situation.
well,
I mean,
there's gotta be No Way Home, right? Daredevil did.
yeah, he was in there for as Matt.
That's so crazy. I remember when I first do you know the Daredevil show? I never watched it when it first came out.
Mm-hmm.
I watched it after No Way Home.
Wait, you didn't see the show before No Way Home?
No.
What?
Yeah, no. So when I saw No Way Home, my dad and I were like, wait, hold on. That's Daredevil, isn't it? And then he went like this, and he's like, I'm a good lawyer. I was like, yo, that's fucking Daredevil? Okay. So I was like, okay. Because I saw him, like, on, like, you know, like, in videos and stuff and commercials, but I never, like, cared for Daredevil. Like, I just never did, to be fair.
Dude, I'd argue that show is, like, top tier comic book show, like, up
No,
there.
it is. Don't get me wrong. I just never cared for it. I wasn't a big live action guy.
Yeah.
And I think TikTok was the one that got me into No Way Home to go see it. I remember that era, the TikTok. That was funny as shit.
Yeah, I'm day one. I remember when the first season dropped in 2015 in April. That from since then, all the Defender shows, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, Punisher, Defenders, and all that.
But you know what's crazy? So after I No Way Home, I actually watched Daredevil, and it was on Netflix still. Before it was still at that time, it was still on Netflix, and I remember watching it on Netflix, and I was like, "This show is good." Okay.
Dude, OG fans had a rough time going with it because, you know, when the show got canceled, we didn't know what was going to happen. And we had to save the Daredevil campaign. As much as people were excited for Andrew and Toby to show up, we were, you know, there was theories throughout that whole year before No Way Home that Matt was going to show up.
Wait,
And
so
then-
wouldn't Daredevil season 3 cancel or 4? Was it 2019? It got canceled.
I can't. It's still wonky of why they got canceled, but because they were already preparing for season 4, like they had like storyboards all ready for season 4 and 5. But then I guess because it was just around the time when Disney was acquiring like Fox and all that as well, and
Wait, so hold on. Here's the thing, though. Why was Disney being weird about it? Because didn't Disney own the rights to Daredevil for a movie and show?
no, Netflix didn't want to continue because they couldn't afford it. Just like how the other shows where they only last 2 or 3 seasons, besides Stranger Things.
Hold on. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Sorry, I had a phone call. Okay, that's weird though, because couldn't Disney do a Daredevil movie?
No, that was under Fox, I believe, at the time when they did it.
Okay, but they could do it now though.
Yeah, they always can. They've been able to do it. That's why I was saying earlier, like Disney owns those characters in the shows. It's just they made it because originally Disney Plus wasn't a thought until 2019. Like they were planning, they weren't like because they originally made Daredevil initially for the MCU, just like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. But then now over the years, as the MCU grew, they kind of came more distant from the MCU. So that's where that whole debate came from of Daredevil was canon or the Defender shows are canon or not. And that's when that whole debate started.
There's some things though in the Daredevil show that they're probably not canon, like killing off characters. That they're probably going to do that. Like when you said Al died, I remember that. So they probably will make him not die.
Well, they're all canon at this
No,
point.
I'm saying that they might cut stuff off and make it not canon.
They,
So characters can come back.
it's all canon though. All of it. Defenders.
All of it is?
Yeah, all of it's canon. That's why it was such a big deal when Echo and all that happened and all that.
Okay. So what happened? What happened between Daredevil season 3 and like I guess now? I guess
Because-
No Way Home, Echo.
Because, like, kind of like how Spider-Man is, like, with their deal, if they don't have a movie out at a certain time, the rights go back. So with Daredevil and all those other shows, there was a cooling off period. So they had to wait 2 years before Disney could do anything with those characters again. So they got canceled in actually it was 2018. So, but then the pandemic happened and everything, so it kind of stretched that time a bit. And that's
Dude.
why they got the shows back on Disney Plus.
Bro, imagine the pandemic never happened. We would have probably got like season 3 of Daredevil already. Well, we probably would have got a movie.
Oh, I mean, yeah, we probably would have gotten Blade the movie if it wasn't for, because remember they announced that in 2019.
Well, honestly, we probably wouldn't have got Doctor Doom.
Yeah, because I think I can't remember who. You ever watch the Collider stuff from back in the day on YouTube?
No.
Okay, so John Schnapp put out a rumor that apparently Kevin Feige was searching for a writer to write a Doctor Doom film in 2019, but then things kind of went like left and all that after the pandemic and all.
Well, honestly, you could do a Doctor Doom solo film, 100%.
I think they were in talks of doing it, but then the pandemic happened and everything changed. But
Well, what I'm wondering is, will they ever do a Devil's Reign in a movie format? That's what I was asking you. Is that has this ever happened where a TV show finale was played in the theater like it was like a movie? And I was thinking, was it Game of Thrones like that?
Yeah. Also, the Inhumans had a theater release.
So couldn't they legally put a TV show episode in theater and say, yeah, it's a TV show, we're just going to put it in theaters and charge people to go see it?
Yeah, they could if they wanted to.
But
I mean, anime does it all the
How would
time.
Kingpin work out though? How would Kingpin work out though? How the legal way to do that? That's what I'm saying. But it'd be a TV show. You could watch it either on Disney Plus or that.
See, I don't think where people get this idea that Sony has rights to Kingpin. That's not the case because he was in the Daredevil movie.
Then who owns Kingpin then for the movies?
It was originally Fox, I think, or something like that.
Well, they bought Fox, so that's I'm confused in.
I think because they bought some of those rights because like Daredevil went back to Disney around that time when the Marvel was acquired by Disney, I think. Because originally Marvel, the MCU started out with Paramount, Universal, like they were just using studios to put out their movies.
Yeah, Paramount had Ghost Rider. Paramount also had Iron Man as well. Iron Man 1, if you go watch Iron Man 1, Iron Man 1 shows Paramount as well.
Yeah, because they were making deals with theater, like kind of like it with Incredible Hulk. They were having studios because Marvel Studios was a thing, but they just didn't have the money to put it out into the theaters. So they had like big movie studios like Paramount to put out like Iron Man and all that into the theaters. So they had like a partial deal until Disney acquired Marvel and all that. That's why you see Iron Man 3 still have the Paramount thing because they still have that deal. So, I mean, even with the X-Men, I think there was a cool down period with them too, with the actors, because when they acquired the Fox stuff, they had to wait, I think, a certain amount of years before they could use some of the characters and all that, like Wolverine, and Magneto and all that. In a lot of ways, the pandemic kind of helped that a little bit because we would be like, well, where's the X-Men in 2020 if they didn't have the pandemic? And they'd be like, well, we have to wait. That's the problem. There's too many. That's the 90s. The whole Marvel bankrupt thing in the 90s still is messing with Marvel to this day with their characters. It's horrible. But I don't know. I have to look into that because I've always thought that Kingpin was under Marvel, like Marvel Disney.
That's what I thought.
Because he even showed up in Hawkeye, too. So I know that's a show, but that's all Marvel and Disney, though. And so is the show as well. Born Again is. Or it might be a movie rights thing, because I know it's different for TV show and movie rights for Sony and Spider-Man.
But I'm gonna let you guys go because I gotta go make some content. Then I gotta prepare for my live.
All right, bet.
All right, it was fun, guys.
Yeah. Well. It's just you and me, film fanatics. Hello?
Yeah, I was just letting
Film, are you
you guys
sleeping?
talk because.
Yeah. So, what's your thoughts on Daredevil Born Again?
You heard me, right?
Hmm?
Man, I love that.
You're
Did you
breaking up.
hear me?
You're breaking up. I can't hear you. Hold on, I have somebody that.
I said, man, I love that last episode.
Locust boy, what's your age? If you want to join, you gotta tell me your age. Got to be 18 or plus to join this live stream. What were you saying? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. My bad.
No, I'm good. I loved the last episode.
Yeah. So, what was your favorite episode of the season?
The last one.
The last one. So, what was your rating? I can't remember if you told me or not.
No, the last episode though is serious. I don't know, 8.5.
8.5. So, the series, you give it a 9? Or the season?
No, probably an 8.5.
Oh. Yeah. So,
I'm
any
ready
more?
for next season.
Yeah, me too. I can't wait for season 2. For sure. I can't wait for it. And Punisher, the special and all that. Born Again felt so.
I still need to finish season 2. I don't know where I started it, but never finished it.
Season 2 of what?
The Punisher.
Oh. Yeah, season 2 is kind of, for Punisher, is kind of meh. It's alright. But I do appreciate the season, though. I prefer season 1 over season 2, though.
Yeah, I hear a lot of people say that.
You hear a lot of things, don't you, Phil? Don't you? Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, for me, for overall, for this, my thoughts on the show, I give it, I really loved the season. I thought it was a great season. Ranking wise, it's Daredevil. Okay, so we'll start from the bottom. Born Again is probably going to be at the bottom. And that's no slide to the show. Like, I love the Born Again show. I appreciate it. I love what they did with it. I appreciate it, and I can't wait for season 2. But Born Again is probably the bottom, and then it's season 2 of Daredevil, then season 1, and then season 3. Season 3 is just, it's on a whole nother level. Like, I really do. I think season 2 possibly could surpass Daredevil season 2, but even season 1 is just season 1, season 3 of Daredevil is just on a whole nother level of like. I think if they can do a 13 episode season, or at least 10 episodes, and just really if they can do what they did with episode 8 and 9 of Born Again for season 2 of Daredevil, then I think it possibly could surpass maybe possibly season 1 if they do it right and if it's done right. But overall, Born Again, I really loved, enjoyed it. It was everything I would hope to be. I mean, to be honest with you, there was like my only cons for the show was I just wish that Marvel let them actually do the Netflix version canon and not did whatever they did. I mean, I do appreciate. Okay, so the pros for the show, I do appreciate they gave more time as Matt as a lawyer, because they really didn't do much of that in the OG show. Like maybe season 1 and a little bit in season 2. Season 3, we never really got that. We got time with Matt, and I really do appreciate that. And I feel like even with season 2 of Daredevil, like I feel like we didn't. I mean, there was an arc for Matt, but it wasn't I feel like as good as it was for this season. I feel like this season, or at least this show, gave Matt more of an arc than he did in season 2. But season 3 and season 1, it's top tier. But I loved it. And I love the action. I love they're not holding back on the gruesome and the action, for sure. I'm hoping in season 2 they might touch up a bit on the CGI a bit. It needs a little work, but I mean, it's a show. I really don't care for it that much for that, but just not trying to be biased. But overall, I loved Born Again. I thought it was pretty cool. Hopefully they release it in 4K, but because I can add it to my collection. Because film. I got the first 3 seasons on Blu-ray, so yeah. So overall, episode 9, I give a good 9. I really did like the last episode. My rating for the overall season, I would give a good 8 out of 10, for sure. I really did. I did really enjoy it.
I wasn't expecting Kingpin to do it.
Oh, the skull crushing thing.
Oh yeah, that was like one of the highlights of the show, or the episode.
Yeah, the finale was peak. It was peak. The finale was peak, for sure. I hope they do a little bit more with Bullseye. I know from all the set leaks we've seen so far for Daredevil's Born Again season 2, Bullseye, and it seems like Matt and Bullseye are going to have a hell of a time together. So, but I'm kind of interested. I still think with the whole Foggy thing, we'll get a resolution on that, because I did notice in this last episode of the season is that I have a theory. I think Karen has Foggy in San Francisco. Like, I think she's been hiding out Foggy this whole time and witness protection. I think she knows something about Foggy and she's not telling Matt. And the way she's been getting away with lying is, Karen has lied before in front of Matt and Foggy when she unalived Wesley. So, but I think at some point, hopefully they'll do. I think Defenders will be Daredevil Born Again season 2. I think they're going to really structure it kind of like how they did in the Defender show. Because the Defender show, they had 8 episodes and all that. So, but build on that a little bit. It's kind of like Civil War, like Captain America Civil War, where you had all those heroes there, but it still was a Captain America story. So if they can do it like that, I think it will be a hit, for sure. I'm just glad we have the cast back, though, for Karen.
You know what I think is screwed up?
What's that?
What I thought was screwed up about last night's episode, I thought that Kingpin was gonna, give Matt a pass and respect him for saving his life, but he still sent that guy to go kill him. I'm
That's
like,
Kingpin.
What?
That's Kingpin for you, baby. That's Kingpin. They gotta rework Danny and Iron Fist. Iron Fist. See, with Iron Fist, I think they were doing good with him towards the end. Like, season 1 was just not that great. But that episode in Luke Cage, season 2, I think it was episode 10, you could tell how much I watched these episodes. He was great in that episode. And I think in Iron Fist season 2, he was doing great, but then they kind of went off a bit with him a little bit. But I think if they bring him back with the right script and a better writing, which I know they will, I think it'll be. I think also Colleen, she'll show up as well. Well, you gotta watch the other shows as well. I know you haven't watched the other shows, especially Luke Cage and
Yeah, all I really just care about is Daredevil.
Say what? Well, you're going to have to watch the shows anyway when we get closer to Daredevil Born Again. Say what? Say it. Say what you're saying.
I said what I said.
I didn't hear what you said. You cut out.
I said I really just care for Daredevil. That's it.
Well, you gotta watch.
Really, the only reason I watched
shows to
Defenders.
understand. You gotta watch those other shows to understand season 2. I mean, Luke Cage is going to come out or say "Sweet Christmas." Oh, dude, if he says that, dude, man, like it's like right, kind of like clobbering time with the thing where they're about to go into fight battle or whatever with the anti-vigilante task force, and he's like "Sweet Christmas," and it just goes to, oh boy, that would be awesome. Yeah, film. You gotta have to watch those shows before Daredevil Born Again season 2 comes out
Why?
because they're gonna be part of the season.
I mean, I watched. I only just watched Defenders to understand season 3 of Daredevil, and that was fine.
Boy, how you want to tell me I need to watch all these shows and I give you recommendations? You don't do the same thing.
I give you recommendations, and you don't watch them.
Bullshit! I watched Tulsa King. Some
That was a given. I'm talking about.
given. You know how many times you harassed me to go watch Tulsa King? Bullshit.
Yeah, but you had already watched season 1. This is season 2. I was trying to have you go watch, and then you got Mary of Kingstown, the Righteous Gemstones.
Man,
Speaking of Mary of Kingstown, I thought who's the guy? What's the officer's name that was down in the subway with White Tiger, the one that didn't get killed?
oh, you mean the other douchebag? That one that Matt had problems with?
Well, I always refer to him as the guy, the oh, his name is Bobby in King of Mayor of Kingstown. He's a big major guy in Mayor of Kingstown. So I always refer to him from the guy from Mayor of Kingstown because I don't remember his office. I thought that he was gonna get in the last, but
I ain't gonna lie, you're breaking up and you sound like a drunk. Like a old drunk that's hanging out on the back alley and next to a dumpster, trying to put the words together.
well, I just went on a rant, so that's probably why it sounds like that too.
But, well, do you want to give your final thoughts on Daredevil Born Again for season 1? Before you say anything, I'm gonna make some announcements. After he gives his final thoughts. Go ahead, Phil.
Well, what I was trying to say before you said that I was cutting in and out, I thought that what's his name from Mayor of Kingstown was going to meet his maker last night, but that didn't happen.
Boy, stay on topic. Daredevil Born Again.
I am staying on topic, but the only way I know how to refer to that guy is he's also in Mayor of Kingstown.
Okay,
I forgot his name in Daredevil.
The train has already left the station. We've already passed this point of that part, sir.
I thought you said you couldn't hear what I was saying.
All I hear is you yap. I can't wait to see you, Frank. Yeah. We're gonna see that in the special for sure. Hopefully. For all we know, that guy that film's talking about, he maybe Frank goes after him and unalives him. For sure. Oh boy, Ace Swag's up in this motherfucker. Oh boy.
Robert, that's his name. Fucking Robert.
This whole you motherfucker. You motherfucker. Okay, let me try this again. Hey, Swag, have you seen the final episode of Daredevil Born Again? I'm assuming not. Frank and Daredevil was war. Yes, the whole. I love that whole back and forth. You want to come up, A Swag? That whole back and forth with him when he came home from the hospital and he was still in his gown thing, and that whole back and forth, that was hilarious. That was dope. I love the show. I think I love
He
what
was
they
like,
do
"You
with
got your ass out."
it. Oh, they were farming hard, bro. I mean, even when they fell from the out of the building and landed on that car and all that, like they were ore farming, just walking off in the dark. Man, what's cool? What was cool about watching
What's
that
Matt's
episode is
apartment
that
like? What's Matt gonna do about living?
I mean, they could be chilling out at the
God, I gotta
Rosie's.
laugh.
Yeah, they could be chilling out at Rosie's bar or maybe at Fogswell's gym, possibly. So we'll see what happens. A Swag, you joining up? Post credit scene was also fire. Yes, it was. That was really dope. Really, really dope. But man, I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, see, for those that don't know, I saw The Accountant 2 before the episode dropped for Daredevil Born Again, the last one. So in that movie, John Bernthal's in there with Ben Affleck. You know, if you've seen the Accountant 1. So, and what's cool about that, you know, because Ben Affleck was the Daredevil in the Daredevil, the movie and all that. So I thought it was pretty cool seeing our Punisher be with the old Daredevil, and then after that, going to watch the last episode, seeing John Bernthal's Punisher with the new or the MCU Daredevil. So I thought that was kind of full circle moment there for sure. And both of them were peak of The Accountant too. And
That's
Daredevil. Say what?
I said that's probably the whole ironic thing. They wanted to see who would catch that. Like in 2016, The Accountant came out, and that's also when John Bernthal became the Punisher. You know?
Yes, it's a full circle moment for sure. Yeah, he has. He was also in The Amateur. Yes, that would be dope. I hope he does in the Punisher special, wearing the trench coat, kind of the 2004 version. But yeah, for sure. But yeah, man, I thought Daredevil Born Again was dope for sure. It was peakness all around. So, but also that reminds me, the announcements. So, first thing first. All right. Yes, the after show live stream podcast stuff that I've been doing for Daredevil Born Again will continue into Thunderbolts. We'll be doing a pre-show and an after show for Thunderbolts. So stay tuned for that. I'm gonna do a pre-show that Wednesday before opening night, and then I'll do an after show that opening day, or maybe that's Saturday, depending on how things go. And then eventually we'll do it for. I'm thinking about doing it for Ballerina too, as well. Like I kind of wanted to keep it comic booky, but I really want to do something for Ballerina as well, since it's part of John Wick and all. But
oh, that's gonna be
also
bad.
Say what?
I said that's gonna be badass.
Yeah, and then we'll be doing an after show for Superman, Jurassic World, and also Fantastic Four. We'll do a pre-show and then an after show.
And then one for Happy Gilmore.
Now I'm debating on doing an after show for Ironheart. I don't know how that's going to go because I know a lot of people are not really looking forward to it. I'm personally looking forward to it, but I don't think it would be enough for a live show. But Yeah. So, but also next year we'll be continuing the Daredevil Born Again after show as well for season 2. So, but also one bigger announcement, and I'm probably going to do an official announcement later on, but I'm going to give a little sneak peek to it in the show. So if you want to find out, you have to watch this on YouTube when I upload the full live stream. This summer, I am doing a full-on Arkham marathon for each game, Arkham Asylum, City, and Night. I wish I could do Origins, but I don't have the technology to do a live stream for that. But I'm going to be doing a full live stream for. When I say full live stream, I mean I'm going to be playing the game from beginning, middle to end, full live stream for each game this summer. So, nonstop. So, well, for each game, I'm not going to do the full trilogy in one stream. I'm going to do a full stream playing that game, and I'm not going to stop. Kind of like how Kai Cenat did it, where like I play Arkham Asylum, and I'm going to play it from beginning, middle, and end, the full story, nonstop, the full stream. And same thing for Arkham City and Arkham Knight. So that's coming. And also, before Arkham Asylum, I'll be dropping a comic dub movie for the Arkham Prelude comic that was for the Arkham Asylum. So I'll be dropping that as well before Arkham Asylum stream. So that'll be happening in the summer. The release date and all that, when I do it, I'll announce it later on in May. But that's coming as well. So all those teasers I've been posting about Arkham, that's what that is about. So. Restored that feeling at MC. It did. Punisher carried this for me. Yeah. That's cool. Oh, he's only in 2 episodes though. But yeah, that's my announcements for the after show. So just for now, the next after show will be a pre-show for Thunderbolts. It'll be that Wednesday before opening night, and then I'll be doing an after show on that opening day or Saturday, depending on how things go. So just letting y'all know. So, and hopefully Film Fanatic shows up. But, he's a very busy guy. He's a big ladies man. He's got all the ladies. So, yeah. Awkward, quiet.
What do you need me to show up for?
Well, gee, I don't know, because, you're my buddy, my best, one of my best friends, and, you're the Film Fanatics. We're 2 peeps in a pod. I mean...
No. What is it that you...
What I need you to show up for? Gee, I don't know. To talk about Thunderbolts? I mean, shit. I mean, damn. Excuse me. See, y'all see what I have to deal with? Why do I have to show up? I'll see. Let me check my notes if I'm free. This motherfucker, the only thing he does is go to work and go home and wanks off and plays GTA. Don't even sit there and act like you're that busy. Watch, he's going to say something to me later on after the live stream for saying that. No. My collection is falling. Anyway, so my rating for the show is a 9. I thought the show was pretty cool, pretty good, and I definitely recommend it. So I'm going to put out a review later on. I'm just going to give time for people to see the show before I put out a review. So the only thing I didn't like was the version of music. Me too. I didn't really care for it that much. The Punisher, he did kind of school. I mean, dude, he took a whole metal rod and chucked it in dude's head. And, yeah. So, anyway, I ain't trying to get my live band.
That was actually the axe. That was his axe.
Say what?
That was his axe. It wasn't a metal rod. If you look close, it wasn't a metal rod. If you look closely, it goes close up on what put into his head was an axe. Remember you carrying that axe around?
Yeah. Although one time you speak up and have to say something, you have to point up that. See how it is. Yep. Anyway, Punisher hates cops that look up to him. Yeah, I mean, he gave a monologue and tracked down those people, but like, he made it very clear he did not like those copycats. So anyway, so I'm gonna end this live stream here. I have to go get dinner. But it was really nice having these weekly after show live streams for Daredevil Born Again. Again, we'll be continuing this for Thunderbolts. This was really dope for sure. Everyone that's here, please go follow Film Fanatics. Go check him out. He's got dope content. Be on the lookout for the after show for Thunderbolts coming soon. And yeah, so that's it. We're wrapping it up. So talk to y'all later. Check y'all later. And peace. And stay safe.